It has begun!
Greetings, one and all. I apologize, I'm in my truck with the window down, so there may be background noise from time to time. Something came up in a live stream the other night, and it prompted a train of thought that I've been meaning to put down cohesively on paper for some time. But what the hell? We'll randomly discuss it tonight. I made the joke about somebody said something about God, and someone said, what if God was this? I said, what if God was one of us? And of course they got the joke, right? That Joan Osborne song, and then someone said something else, and they said, what if we're part of God? And I said, I can prove that with quantum physics. And of course this is all going on in the chat, and the guy having the live stream sees this conversation going on and calls me out and says, you can't prove the metaphysical with quantum physics. You can't prove anything with quantum physics. At which point I realized that my in-chat text conversation was not adequate to continue the conversation with him. And with it, I could have discussed it verbally. His masculine hormone ego, his animal brain, had taken over to protect him. Protect him from what? We all have pieces of innocence we all want to hold on to forever. This is why we have nostalgia. This is why we have religion. This is why we have faith. We all have something we hold on to, some kind of hope, some kind of thing that we just want it to remain in our imagination. We don't want to know the truth about it. We all have that. And so that's what he was doing. He wanted to believe the metaphysical was a mystical, mysterious, unfounded, uncharted region of reality and could never be understood. That's fine. But so I want to discuss that concept. How to prove aspects of religiosity through quantum physics. But first, let me address one thing. This requires a modicum of faith, a willingness to believe. Okay? Case in point, when I see the weatherman showing me the weather map, the digitalized weather map, and he says, this hurricane's coming from the west side of Africa, and it's going to come up this way, and I cannot go out my window and see a hurricane coming. I cannot physically, tangibly, undeniably perceive that there's a hurricane coming. I am simply going on the faith that this person is not lying to me. Okay? What is a hair? You know what a hair is. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. So do I. Either one of us, you say, show me a hair on my body, and I can go and grab, some hair from some part of your body and go, That's a hair. And then you can grab a hair on my body and go, that's a hair. You can physically, tangibly identify it. Show me your liver. Well, I have a liver. How do you know? Did you cut yourself open, take a good look inside yourself and go, oh, that must be the liver? No, you didn't. You saw a graphic rendering of human internal organs and assumed that's what your insides are made of. I am not here to tell you what you believe, that it's wrong, any of these things. I'm just saying there's a lot more science that you have faith in than you can actually tangibly validate yourself. Again, going back to the thing about hairs. Show me a cell. You've been told you're made up of billions of cells. Show me one. You just assume you're made of cells. You can't see it, identify it, pick one up, and differentiate it. So, or one of the greatest concepts in science in the last 100 years, or I guess longer, because Einstein was 75 years ago, but one of the most key parts of science, gravity, right? Been taught gravity for a long time. Newton, I don't remember when he decided gravity existed because the apple fell on his head. But gravity, right? What's gravity? An anomalous force that keeps us from floating away. Let me ask you, including you atheists that say you don't need religion, you have facts. Okay? Those of you that think science is hard and true, and those of you that denounce religion and faith, let me ask you to prove the existence of gravity. You can't. You say, well, look, I let something go, it falls to the earth, that's gravity. No. That's a byproduct of gravity, but it does not prove the existence of gravity. You cannot tangibly, functionally prove the existence of gravity. Gravity is just a word. But let me ask you, you were told when you were a child, there is this strange, untouchable force that keeps you stuck to the ground. When in your life have you ever walked out your door hoping with all your heart that gravity that you're not walking on your way to the car and gravity all of a sudden shuts off and you float away? Have you ever had that fear? No, you haven't. Why? Because you have unwavering faith in a force no one can prove exists. Okay, so now that we've talked about why faith is important to science, let's go back to the initial topic. And that is explaining religion through physics and quantum physics. You know, the more, abstract sciences.
Is it over?